before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. Let's get into the big stuff. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, all right? Game picks for week 6. Already at week 6. We're a third of the way into this season already. It is cooking along. So far, current pick records. Sage leading the pack still, 49-26. Very, very solid. 2-2-1 on your mortal locks. So we got to work on that.
We're working on it.
We'll get there. Yeah. I'm bringing up second place, 40-35. 4-1 in the mortal locks. Okay. Happy about that. Bobby, 38-36, riding that 500 line. Monday night kept him above 500 with the win he got. Addison, 4th place, 34-41. Although 1-4 in the mortals.
I know, that's horrendous.
We gotta lock that in. We gotta lock that in. You have died 4 of 5 weeks. And then Seifs, unfortunately, bringing up the rear currently at 30-45, but a lot of football left. And then 3-2 in the mortals. And in your defense, we do Collins locks of the week. Every single week, you are 6-0 in your last 2 weeks in those.
And 4-0-1 on the dumbass pick of the week.
Yeah, the SeatGeek dumbass pick of the week has been money.
On for the first time last week. I was like 3-0-1. I got to put money on it. It was Colts, and they won outright. Yep, very impressive. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the Thursday night football game. It is an AFC West grudge match between the hapless Denver Broncos and the juggernaut Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. It is a 10.5-point spread. And I'm going to start us out. You want to hand me a pen? I don't have a pen over here. Oh, thank you. I'm going to start us out with the shocker.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos plus 10.5, and here's why.
Oh, Lord.
Here's why. Because, yes, the Chiefs have beaten them 15 straight times. The last 4 games have been within 1 score. The amount of times in those 15 games that they have beaten them by more than this spread is 6. 6 of the 15 times. So 9 times it has gone underneath this spread. Denver's offense is scoring this year.
Yeah.
For the first time, I mean, they didn't score last year, and they only lost by a possession each time to Chiefs last year, who won the fucking Super Bowl. And Denver's offense can score points. Kansas City's offense is actually a little lackluster this year, but their defense is good. This might be a surprisingly low-scoring game, and in low-scoring game, give me the 10.5 points. Do I think the Denver Broncos lose this game 20-10? Absolutely. Does that mean the Denver Broncos cover it? You're damn right it does. Give me the Broncos plus the 10.5. I'm stealing Collins' dumbass pick of the week probably, and I accept it.
It was very close to it. I'm just not going to do it for Thursday nights.
Yeah, that's tough. Thursday nights are weird. Again, unders typically hit on Thursday nights. So then you're telling me this game is, I don't know. Something tells me it's going to be a little closer. The Chiefs played them close. Even last year when the Broncos won 5 games and the Chiefs won 14 or 13, however many they fucking won. Yeah. They were close. Give me the Broncos. Sage, tell me why I'm wrong.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Thank you.
Kansas City, the one thing I can count on this year, surprisingly, is a run game.
Yes.
You know, and
Pacheco's
Denver is
awesome.
absolutely atrocious.
The worst.
The worst since the 1980s as a team. By DVOA, they are the worst team since 1981.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
In fact,
so bad.
Out of the 32 teams this year, they are ranked 32nd. No surprise. The jump from the 32nd team to the 31st team, which is the Chicago Bears, is as large as a difference as the Bears are to the Tennessee Titans, who are number 20.
That's bad.
That's how bad the Denver Broncos are this
so
year.
bad at stopping the run. So bad.
So when I think Pacheco's going to go off, but also once you have that play action that Patrick Mahomes can just slice and dice you up for, forget about it. On top of that, granted, Denver's moving the ball exceptionally well compared to last year.
Yes.
Compared to last year.
Right.
Kansas City, we already talked about their defense. Their defense is stepping up.
Yep.
They have 2 amazing young corners in McDuffie and Snead.
Yeah.
On top of that, Chris Jones is going to get past that atrocious offensive line.
Yes.
And then Nick Bolton's coming back?
Nick Bolton's back, yeah.
Shit. Give me Kansas
and Kelsey's
City.
playing.
Give me Kansas City.
Yeah. Colin?
I've gone back and forth with this because, as you mentioned, Denver has won a Super Bowl more recently than they've beaten the Chiefs.
That's bad, man.
That's nuts. Holy crap.
Denver this season 0-4-1 against the spread.
Ooh.
They do have the 8th most
stat.
points scored, Nate, as you mentioned, but 32nd in points allowed.
Hurts when you give up a 70 burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does hurt. Because they're only minus 10 point differential without that 70-20 loss.
Right, so they're average.
Quick stat here, Russell. I know I like to give my Thursday night kind of.
Give it to us.
Broncos plus 6.5. First half spread is plus 100.
Ooh, okay,
Russell Wilson this year in the first half, 79% completion, 7 tuds, 0 picks, 131.8 passer rating out of 158.3.
Damn.
131.8.
He's awesome in the first half.
Awesome first half, stinks second half.
Sean Payton's speeches aren't very good.
Yeah. This is huge because it's Justin Simmons playing as Frank Clark playing for the Broncos.
Yep.
I think Simmons is playing.
Okay, that's big.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs, and I don't feel good about it. But give me the Broncos to cover the first half.
Okay, I like that. Addison, thoughts?
KC 4 straight after the first week hell. I mean, what a way to bounce back.
Yep.
Denver held Zach Wilson under 200 yards. And Zach Wilson outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
It's true,
so
he did.
Clearly, Mahomes is about to struggle against his Denver defense.
By the transitive property.
I don't know, though, because they are 32nd in completion percentage. It's fucking trash. 32nd quarterback rating. Just good lord, man. Like, those stats, it's unreal. And then the Chiefs D is 8th in completion percentage on defense. So they keep receivers in check. I'll say Russ is good against the blitz, and the Chiefs blitz about 40% of the time. Russ does take sacks, though.
Mm-hmm.
But his rating is over 100 against the blitz, so that's damn good. Sage, you said that Pacheco's going to have a huge game. Denver's run D is pathetic. I will say Chiefs D's giving up 4.5 a carry. Nothing crazy, but that's not good.
Right.
But it's not terrible. I like McLaughlin, though, for the
Jaleel
Broncos.
McLaughlin.
He runs hard, undrafted rookie. Kid just wants it. He's hungry, and he's out there trying to get a name for himself, trying to get a bag.
Reminds me of Pacheco.
Like literally, he's just trying to get a bag. And I am going to take Denver in 8. I'm riding with you. I just 10.5.
A lot of points.
Kansas City's offense, besides against the Bears, I want to see it. But this is the team to do it against. Their defense is fucking trash. But Denver's offense scores 24 points a game. That's still damn good.
It's enough to keep it close, I would think.
They're not going to allow 70 again.
It's a divisional matchup, too.
Yeah.
And divisional matchups are always fights.
Like these Thursday night.
And it's a weird primetime game.
Like,
right. Chiefs never cover these games.
It's ass and big spreads.
I feel so much better about it now.
Listen
to you guys talk. I feel validated.
The Chiefs have only been a 10-point spread once this season, and it was against the Bears.
And they covered.
They covered. Yeah, that was
But
fair. That's a fair point. All
different points in the season for different teams, I guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's move on over to London, where the Baltimore Ravens take on the Tennessee Titans. And good news for you guys, much like it's good news for the Dolphins later in the year, this is a road game, so you get away from having to travel to Tennessee. You go across the pond. Baltimore smart. Went over there on Tuesday. I don't know when Tennessee went over there. Spread right now is Baltimore -4. Before I make my pick, Sage, can your receivers catch a football? Yes or no? I need to know. Okay.
No, we can't.
Alrighty. That's all I need to know.
I got a call this morning. They're recruiting.
They're looking for people.
We gotta send the tape from the driveway.
Yeah, seriously, we don't drop the balls. Give me a call, Baltimore. I may not get open, and I may not out-jump anybody, and I may not outrun anybody, but if you throw the ball, catch it if I'm wide open, if they just forget me. So, give me a call. Baltimore -4. I do like Baltimore in a bounce-back spot here, though. I don't think Tennessee's very good, truthfully. Who did Tennessee play this past week? I couldn't tell off the top of my head. Hang on.
Colts, and they lost.
Colts, and they lost to the Colts and Gardner Minshew. Yeah, that sold me. Give me Baltimore -4 points.
I mean, we lost to Colts and Gardner Minshew.
This is true, and you guys did just lose to the Steelers, who stink. But I think this is a good...
I don't know if I'm trying to talk you into it or out of it.
I know. What are you saying to me here?
We also lost to fucking Gardner Minshew.
Gosh. But I do really like them. Oh, no, wait. Titans? Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, I like Baltimore in a bounce-back spot here. If the receivers catch the ball. If the receivers don't catch the ball, then I don't know who they'll beat. Addison, thoughts on this one?
I would say PFF, take it for what it means, but they have Lamar rated as the best quarterback last week.
I know, I saw that.
5 drops from receivers. That's tough. Huge. I mean, they're saying he had one of his best days.
That's what they consider drops?
Yeah.
I saw 8.
Yeah, I say their drops are weird. They have some weird shit.
I don't know what they're considering drops.
I don't like how everything's
that Aguilar
different.
One and that Bateman one.
That's
fucking Aguilar.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's
right
tough.
through the arms.
Oh.
I have written down Baltimore all day. The only question is Lamar, obviously, his extended play in the pocket leads to sacks.
Yep.
Tennessee does create about 40% pressure rate. I don't really care, though, because Baltimore's defense, 18 sacks, second most in the league, 10 guys with a sack.
That's
10 guys with a sack. That's impressive. That's multiple guys getting home. Doesn't matter who's out there.
We're blitzing secondary a lot.
Yeah, I love that. And
smart.
Tajay Spears, let's just put it how it is. He's at this moment better than Derrick Henry.
Yes, absolutely.
At this moment. Sure, you're going to have the game or two, maybe even 3-4 times if you're lucky. If he has a good year where Henry has his 100+, multiple tuds or passing tud bullshit. That's not going to happen every week, especially not against Baltimore. Holding running backs to under 4 yards a carry. I mean, they're elite. Against quarterbacks, they had under 70 QBR against QB. So it's like, how do you beat their defense? You don't.
Right, you can't run.
You just get blessed. You get blessed, and that's how Pittsburgh won because I literally wrote BS ending, and it was.
Yeah.
And give me Baltimore here minus the 4. Just don't see how Tennessee scores. I will say it's Tannehill in an even week.
Yeah, I know. That feels like a Tennessee game.
But give me Baltimore minus the 4, though. I think
you did say that last week, too.
Yeah.
You said Tannehill's lost on every odd week and won on every even week. So give me the team playing the Titans, and they fucking lost. It's a great point. Uh-oh, Sage.
That's all that matters.
We're in trouble. Colin, thoughts?
Yeah, some stats I wrote down here. Baltimore's defense, as you mentioned it, second fewest points allowed this year. Third against the pass, 7th against the rush. Tennessee, in their 5 games, have gone under 4 times in those 5 games, not as a team, but as a collective whole between the 2 teams combined. So if you're going to bet, probably bet on the under.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore's defense hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown at this point in the season.
Woo-wee.
Insane.
That's nuts.
That's what Tennessee likes to do. So give me the Titans plus the 4.
Titans plus the
Because it makes no sense.
Sure.
Because it makes no sense.
Domestic of the week?
I respect that.
Did I actually fail on that?
No, what?
No, I think I had some. I have something else for
You have
domestic.
something else for
Because
domestic?
normally I like to blurt it out.
Yeah, you like to let them hear it. Absolutely.
I almost. That was another one.
Almost. That was another one almost. Okay, fair enough.
It's going to
Sage.
be a plus spread for a dumbass pick.
Yeah, I get that. Sage, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, right here, what hurts me is that before last week, we had a 0% drop rate. After last week, we are now 3rd in the league
Jeez,
for
that's
drops.
bad.
Oh my
That's
God.
bad.
That stung a lot. Rashad Bateman, you screwed me.
Yeah.
I bet $100 on the over for Zay, for Pickens, and Bateman. Bateman, you needed 15 yards. He had 1 catch for 8 yards and dropped 3 balls. Oh,
So bad.
That's how you lose your quarterback's trust right there.
that was rough. But watching the game, Lamar did all he could. He did
Yeah, he
fumble.
did.
He did have a pick at the end with Joey Porter. That was a terrible pick.
Yeah.
Odell also didn't fight for that fucking ball.
No, he didn't. Odell's done.
That was the only play I had a qualm with for
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Just-
That pick.
I just don't even like the call.
Me neither.
That's Odell from fucking 7 years ago
Right.
that makes
Yeah.
a jump ball play.
Yeah.
Why are we throwing a
Not-
I
fade
don't
just
like
because
the
he's
call
Odell?
like 2 drives earlier, 2 on
Yeah.
4th and 3, just rolls out and just throws it away.
Yeah,
And it's
that's-
Also, I don't know why we don't kick a field goal.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You
The
have
fumble,
Tucker.
don't care. That's you're
That
trying to
happens,
make play
right.
late. Like
Yeah.
The pick, that's just tough. I don't like the call. And how much is that on Lamar? I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Agreed.
No, but Baltimore, I just feel like they're a sleeping giant. You know, I feel like at any time they can wake up. Because when you look back to that 2019 season, we were 2-2 before we won 14 straight.
Honestly,
Yeah,
what,
when-
You
literally
know,
crazy.
something ridiculous. You know, and any time you could just wake up, and I just feel like this is the time against Tennessee where we can just lay the wood down and say, hey, we're fucking here. We know we haven't played to our potential, and here's where we are. You know, our defense is pulling their weight.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can. You know, we don't have J.K. Dobbins anymore. Gus, you got to step it up.
Gus
Yeah,
Bus.
You know, and he is, but sometimes we're just like, you know what? Let's throw Melvin Gordon in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Stop.
Can we not?
No.
Can we just play the hot hand for once,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah. Let it
Justice
ride.
Hill, he had a touchdown in this game. Let him run the ball. He
Right.
was speeding through, making guys miss the entire first half. Second half, I didn't see him.
That's bad.
Bench.
You know, what's happening? John Harbaugh, answer some questions, dude. Because right now, like, I'm not saying that we should find another coach,
Yeah, but it's like
Got to start answering for some stuff.
but I feel like some of he's aggressive in the worst spots, and then
Right.
he's conservative in the worst
when
spots.
he should be aggressive.
And you should just swap those out.
Yep,
and
fix
we
it
would
up.
have much better chance to win these games.
Yeah.
That being said, last time we were in London, we did lose 41-7 against the Jags. Granted, that was 2017 Saxonville.
Saxonville, they're
Yeah,
unbelievable.
So who knows what that was? That's my only experience of Baltimore playing in London.
Not pretty.
Yeah, just give me Baltimore -4, but I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Yeah, it's gonna
Wake
be
up. Wake
it's-
up.
Wake up. Yep, that's the keys. Wake up. Also, Ronnie Stanley. What are we doing at left tackle, man? How many pressures did you give up? 9 pressures.
that's bad.
Oh my God! It wasn't even against T.J. Watt, who's on the other side.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Ronnie? You're a first-round pick, pal.
And
I mean,
we picked him over Orlando.
yeah, right. And Orlando Brown has looked. I mean, he's not been great for Cincinnati,
But he's been healthy.
He's been healthy and he's been good, solid. And Stanley's looking rough. So figure it
We're
out,
paying
buddy.
him all.
A lot of money for Ronnie Stanley right now. So figure it out, bucko. Next up, real barn burner here that absolutely no one's going to watch. The Washington Commanders, I almost said the football team. Washington Commanders traveling to Atlanta, and it's Atlanta -2.5. Colin, what are your thoughts on this one? Sam Howell, I think he led the NFL in passing yards last week. I think he was number 1 in passing yards for last week, which is impressive.
You know who's number
A lot
3?
of garbage time.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Ritter.
Ritter with his
319.
first decent game. First decent game.
I'll say we might put some respect on Ritter.
Absolutely not. I won't do that.
He's going to be playing for Minnesota by the end of the year.
He
So
might
some
be.
stats I wrote down. Falcons 3-0 at home this season.
Yep, it's
0-2
the only place he
on
can
the
win.
road.
It's the only place Ritter can win.
undefeated.
Washington's allowed 74 points in the last 2 games. Not
Yikes.
going to cut it. However, Atlanta's 4-1 on the under this year, so if you're betting, maybe look at the under.
Mm-hmm.
However, Washington has a 31st ranked defense as far as points allowed, so maybe be cautious of that. Sam Howell, 6 picks at home, 0 picks on the road. His completion percentage is higher. His passing rate is 30% high, or 30 points higher
A
on
lot
the road
better on the road.
than
Weird.
at home. I really want to take Washington, but I'm going to take Atlanta. They just seem like the more proven of the two at this very moment, and at home
Mm-hmm.
in this sake.
I get that. Addison?
Yeah, Colin, you said it. Ritter hasn't lost yet at Mercedes-Benz, so and they're playing there, right?
Yeah, that's the
sir.
field for the game.
So though, yeah, he made big time throws. Ritter did in
Mm-hmm.
last week, and end of the day, he led a drive to go down and get a W. Right after Stroud did the same. I have Washington's defense blows, and it does.
They're terrible.
They give it up to the receiver big time. So Drake London, I'm expecting a big game, which
Mm-hmm.
is rare to say from an Atlanta skill weapon, but give me the receiver tall guy. Just not a good matchup for Washington. I will say Atlanta's defense gives it up to to tight end. So Logan Thomas
Logan Thomas for Washington.
Watch out, he had a big week against the Bears last week. I'm expecting another one. That's about their one fault. Other than that, Atlanta's defense is pretty good. I think this is a little disrespectful that they're not favored. Washington's favored on the
By
road.
half a point, technically?
Yeah, I just don't know that. I'm going to go
That's
Atlanta
weird.
here and take the points with the home team that I think is a better team.
Yeah.
So give me Atlanta.
Yeah,
Does Bijan get his first rushing touchdown?
probably.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I can see it.
Washington is bad.
Yeah.
Like you said, how many points they gave out last week? 74 points. And who were their opponents? The Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. No offense.
Yeah.
That's who they have played,
No offense.
and that is who has just rung their fucking bell. Like, they have gotten absolutely smacked.
Philly was Philly played 2 weeks ago.
Did they play Philly twice
And they
ago?
took them to
that was
Broncos
overtime.
was like week 2.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
because
They
the
took them to.
Broncos
Oh, that's
played-
right.
Yeah,
That's
Sam
right.
Howell on the road.
That's right. They took them.
Overtime
That's
thing,
fair.
yeah.
Okay.
I will say, I think Atlanta's favored.
Atlanta's favored in this game by 2.5.
Oh, okay, my
Didn't
bad.
I write minus 2.5? Atlanta minus 2.5. Okay.
Okay, so okay. So
It's the
Minnesota-
number on top. Minnesota's
Minnesota is
favored on the
Okay,
road
okay,
against
okay,
Bears.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, sir.
But yeah, my bad.
Atlanta
minus
minus
I don't care
2.5.
minus the 2.5. That's why I was like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah.
You said with points, and I was like,
no, that's why I was like, what? But my
That
bad, I
line
was
does
reading it
seem
wrong.
fishy, though.
Don't.
only 2.5 is very interesting to me.
Washington's offense can at least put up.
They can put up points.
And it's like
I like
dang.
Atlanta's defense. They held C.J. Stroud to his worst game technically as a pro. I think it's maybe the only game he didn't go over 300 yards.
Yeah,
or
I see 240.
240 and a
no
touch.
good.
Still not a bad game from the rookie.
I just like Atlanta even. Yeah, minus the 2.5. Don't care. They're winning that by field goal.
Yeah, I'm also on Atlanta in this one. They beat. I think Atlanta's going to end up maybe winning the South if it isn't the Bucks. I think it's going to be. It's first of all surprising for the Bucks. Good for them, but Carolina's bad. I just am not a believer in the Saints at all. Even though they slaughtered the Patriots, which was hilarious.
That's funny.
Good
It
to
was
watch.
really a great time.
I thought he was going to have his worst loss 2 years.
Back-to-back
2 weeks in a
weeks.
row.
Back-to-back weeks. No, just first and second worst losses.
I would say I think one of my locks last week was the Saints Patriots under like 38.5, and it was 34-0.
34-0.
Sweating.
Yeah.
The Patriots for the
And
other
fun
bullshit
facts, real
touchdown.
fast. I know we're not talking about either of those teams right now, but the Patriots, that was their worst home loss since 1972, I believe it was.
Good lord.
First time they've been shut out at home since then, so nice.
Breaking records this year.
I know, God, record-breaking team. Give me the Falcons in this one strictly because I think they're a better team than Washington. They're at home. Desmond Ritter has not lost at home ever. Straight up, look it up. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I think they're just a better team. Sage.
Yeah. I'm going to roll with Atlanta, too. I really think if they get a lead in this game, they have enough to control the clock and just kind of wind it down, not let Washington get the ball too much. There's not much to say that you guys haven't said yet.
There's really not. Not a whole lot of factors into it. And so it's a sweep, waiting on Bobby's picks, of course. Last week, we did really well on our sweeps.
Yeah.
We swept all 4 of the 3 o'clock games. We went 3-1 in those. That's damn impressive. And the only reason we didn't sweep the Dolphins was because I was superstitious. Will I be again? Probably.
Maybe.
We'll see. Next up, we've got an NFC North matchup. Grudge match. Minnesota Vikings traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Minnesota on the road favored minus 2.5 points. Coming off of a hard-fought loss to Kansas City. Chicago coming off of their biggest win in the last calendar year. Won by 20 points. Huge output. Justin Fields has looked like the quarterback he was supposed to look like the last 2 weeks. And he gets another crappy defense. Third straight defense. That is not good. And they have cooked them. Now, Minnesota will blitz him at a preposterous rate because that's what Minnesota and Brian Flores does. But I like the Bears as the home team. Home division dog. I got to roll with the Bears this week in the plus 2.5. I think the Bears win this game outright. I really do. And like Addison said, I think the Bears are really just kicking themselves for losing to Denver and blowing that 28-7 lead because then they're sitting 3-3. And that's in playoff poll, like fighting for a playoff spot already. And instead they blew that game. And then you're pissed because it's like, damn it, we've had very winnable opportunities here and we've choked them away. I think Minnesota is just about over the edge to embrace the tank and sell off everything. Kirk Cousins gone.
Gone.
Everybody who's worth a damn that they can trade that's not named Justin Jefferson will be out the door, especially if they lose this game. If they lose in Chicago, it's full-blown reset. We're done. Yeah. And I think the Bears are playing with a little extra spunk. They know they can win games because their draft pick status is just fine because Carolina decided to haul off to be the worst team in the NFL. That's wonderful. So the Bears you know what? Fuck it. Let's win some games. Why not? Give me the Bears at home division dog. Sage.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Bears as well right here. I mean, Minnesota still doesn't have a rushing touchdown this year, which is kind of impressive.
That's unreal.
Because they've been in the goal line.
Yeah, multiple times.
Several times, goal to go.
And instead, they're just tossing it up to different receivers and just seeing who catches them. I think Madison has a receiving touchdown. But
I think he does too.
No
rushing touchdowns.
No rushing touchdowns on the year. That's what I just checked because that was serious last week.
Wow.
But they don't have a running game at all. And Chicago, I mean, they got some young... Not studs, but they got some young players in there that can cover anyone named not named Justin Jefferson.
Who won't be playing?
Exactly. Won't be playing for a while. So when you got Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne to worry about...
It's a lot more manageable.
It's a little more manageable, exactly. So I think they can lay down some wood here. And if they got Uncle Mo momentum on their side right here...
Mm-hmm. Offense does.
I think offense could pull out and just kind of smack them.
Yeah.
You know?
They could whoop them.
DJ Moore, get him another 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, go for it. Why not throw him the ball? He needs to see 10 targets a game, at least, in my opinion.
Also, did not step out of bounds.
Yeah, no. There was another angle. It looked really close, but it's like, just let it play out, refs. Let it play out and then look at it later. Yeah, if it's a scoring play, it's automatically reviewed. Collins mentioned it several times, like on fumbles, like, let it play out. And if it can be overturned, we'll overturn it. It's automatically reviewed. Just let him go. So I like, Sage, Bears. Colin, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm interested in what the Bears running back injury report is. Khalil Herbert, I think, is listed as doubtful, and then Roschon Johnson, if he doesn't clear protocol, is he out? Is it Travis Homer running the ball?
I would be Dante Foreman.
Dante Foreman.
I forgot he was.
He didn't play. He's been healthy scratch.
Healthy.
Yeah, he's been healthy scratch.
Forgot about Foreman. Would it be surprising if I told you the Bears have scored the 10th most points this year of any team?
Come on.
Last couple of weeks, they've put up points,
However,
man.
they're the 30th in points allowed. They've gone 5-0 on overs this year, so if you're a betting man, probably bet the over. Maybe a spoiler for
definitely bet the over.
I'm gonna take the Bears.
Bears.
Don't feel confident about it. I am pretty sure, not just last week, but this entire season, Justin Fields targeting DJ Moore. I think he has a perfect passer rating.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't see. I don't know why he isn't targeted all the fucking time.
12 targets.
Easily. It needs to be. It needs to be. You got Tampa Bay defensive players telling DJ Moore they're not using you right, and he's like, I know, man. It's like, can we please use this guy we just brought in? Come on, man. Addison, tell us about it. What are your thoughts here?
I'm going Minnesota.
Okay, avoid the clean sweep.
Avoiding the clean sweep, just because this would be a heartbreaker after the good week against a couple bad defenses. Minnesota's still there, but the heavy blitz. This is it, Fields. You're going to need to make some quick reads here, baby. This is a big week. Might not be a good defense, but they do blitz like a 50% rate. Like, it is insane. They blitz more than they don't. You know what I mean? So
I think I saw Danielle Hunter's second in the league in sacks.
Yeah.
Individual.
Yeah, no, and the running back is a question mark. I do like Dante Foreman, though. I think if he is the guy that
brought him in,
looking like it's going to be him this week, that we could rely on him, and he'll probably feast, honestly, and it'll make us question what we're doing at RB. But I'm just going to ride with Minnesota. I think multiple people, obviously not just us, but are high on the Bears after the last couple weeks.
Have to
rightfully so, but they might come back down to earth a little bit. Division rival, no Justin Jefferson. Perfect time for the Bears to win. And like you said, we'll be kicking ourselves because we will be. But then Kirk Cousins is going to throw for 300 yards without JJ.
Yeah,
multiple guys are going to have 50 plus. Going to shred the defense apart. We'll see, but I'm riding with Minnesota minus the 2.5 on the road.
I like it. I like that superstition, baby. Next up, we've got, I think, maybe my most surprising spread of the week. Seattle traveling to Cincinnati, and it's Cincinnati minus 3 in this one. Cincinnati coming off of a good win against Arizona, who we did clean sweep. That's funny. That was our loss, that we decided to clean sweep the Cardinals against the Bengals, and that loss. That looks really bad in hindsight. But Cincinnati finally threw the ball to Jamar Chase, and look what happened. He went fucking crazy because he is unguardable.
7-11.
Now, I will say I couldn't name many Arizona Cardinals defensive backs, but I can name a number of Seattle Seahawks defensive backs. So I think that will change a little bit this week. But Sage, what are your thoughts here? You got one team you love and one team you hate.
Yeah, and I'm rolling with the team that I love in Seattle +3 right here. The reason being what you said. Arizona didn't have much to cover. Those guys right there. T. Higgins still injured right now. I believe he will be playing. But cracked ribs. That's gonna
affect his performance.
He gets hit twice. How much can he actually play? That takes the wind out of you pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still surprised over the -3 over here, just because Joe Burrow has one game, and all of a sudden we're like, hey, we got
all of a sudden
in this guy.
Top 5. He's back. He's
back.
so back. It's like hold the fuck on.
He played the Cardinals,
right?
He still played a team that has what, 1 win, 2 wins?
1 win.
1 win. Yeah. So,
sorry, Colin.
Sorry.
Yeah, 1 win.
It'll happen.
It does happen. Does happen. Absolutely.
The 0-13 Jets screwed themselves out of, I forgot who it
out of
was.
Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence beating the Rams.
Yes, they did. God bless them. God bless them. So, Sage, on Seattle. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just give me Seattle. I don't understand this Joe Burrow.
It's a weird line, man.
He's one hit away from re-aggravating it, too.
Yeah, dude. Cavs are so weird. So weird. Colin, thoughts?
Yeah, Cincinnati's 1-4 against the spread this year, and that was the one last week. Seattle's 3-1. Bobby Wagner has 50 tackles in 4 games.
Damn.
Holy shit. This is a game, if you like third down conversions, turn this game off your television. Seattle's converting at 28.9% from third down, and Cincinnati's 34.3% on third down. They are both +5 turnover differential, so they're both forcing turnovers and taking care of the ball themselves. I just trust Seattle more at this point.
Yeah.
So give me the Seahawks.
I like that. Addison.
I want to say I've seen this spread for Cincinnati 3 straight weeks. Tennessee -3, or it was just
-3 for them,
spread.
right? I think they've been favored by 3
Cincinnati
every game.
I've been wrong the last 2 weeks. I took Cincy, took Arizona, and I'm leaning Seattle, so that makes me want to take Cincy. But I don't know. Cincinnati does have a good pass defense, but Seattle's entire defense is fucking legit. They have a 2.6 yard per carry. I mean, best rush defense per carry rate in the league. That's damn good.
Damn good.
And they've exploded after 5 sacks through 2 weeks. That G-Men game, 11 sacks.
11 sacks.
Just
unbelievable.
brought the pass rush alive. And Burrow takes sacks. Last 3 games, 3 sacks a game. So expect Seattle to get home. Tyler Lockett leads the team in targets in Seattle. He's only averaging 39 yards a game.
Wow.
Tough. Just not a lot there after the targets. But I'm going to go Seattle here.
So he's
just
due.
the way the defense is playing. It was a good week, Cincinnati. You played a really piss-poor pass defense in Arizona. Team. Seattle doesn't have that. Witherspoon has stepped up big time, and Tariq Woolen is holding quarterbacks to under 80 QBR when they attack him.
Yep.
So, and he was hurt off rip, so he's coming back and playing well. Just watch out. Give me Seattle in the defense, plus the 3.
Yeah, it's a tough game. It really is, especially when you look at, this is one of those games where you're like, I can't wait to watch the cornerbacks versus the receivers in this game.
Yeah.
For Seattle, the corner Seattle and the receivers of Cincinnati. I do think Pete Carroll and that defense will not just let Jamar Chase run all over them. Maybe they double him once or twice. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Cincinnati does not have a very good running game. Seattle does. Kenneth Walker, before their bye, was the 3rd ranked running back in fantasy. Love that for me.
I will say, I think maybe that impacts it a little bit with why Lockett is so low on yards. They just spread the ball around. It's
a
even,
lot of
balanced
people.
offense. They got weapons really everywhere.
They do.
When you look at them, it's sort of like a poor man's 49ers, if we're just being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even using Charbonnet right
now.
No.
He's averaging.
And they're not using Smith and Jigba
yards.
either. Smith and Jigba has 60 receiving yards.
Yeah.
Driving me nuts. I don't get it. I don't get that at all. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I don't love it. I don't like it because everything you guys are saying is true. Cincinnati has looked bad this year. They have not looked good.
Yeah.
But do we think they're going to look bad forever? And if we do, why? Why do we think Cincinnati's going to be bad forever? I don't know. They have been. They've been bad all season except for last week against a really bad Arizona team. But eventually they have to turn it around, right? Right? With this team, eventually they've got to get it going.
It was last week the week. Where
Right? They finally figured it out again? They did it last year, right? They did this last year, and I have been recently seeing a lot more on X, formerly known as Twitter, a lot of these sports doctors coming out and talking about injuries, and about now is the time frame for Burrow's calf to start getting to where it was. So it was last weekend. I'm going to buy in. I'm going to buy in and say last weekend was the moment. It's like, hey, he's good. He can scramble a little bit, and I'm going to trust them to cover the 3 at home. But I don't feel good about it at all. At all, but I'm going to roll with them and avoid the clean sweep there. Give me Cincy -3. Next up, we've got the Juggernauts. We've got the 2007 Patriots. We've got the 90s Bulls traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Right now, San Francisco 6.5-point favorites. I think they've covered this spread in every game, though.
Yes.
I think they've won by a touchdown in every single game.
Yes.
I will say this before we make our picks. Every single week of the season, and this is shout out, first things first. I think Nick Wright said this and showed this. Every single week, we've had a team we've been the most hyped on. They were the most hyped team in that week. They proceeded to lose. Week 1, the Chiefs coming into the year. Everyone's like, yeah, they're going to be fucking awesome. They lost. Week 2, Detroit coming off a huge win against Kansas City. They lost. Week 3, who was it in week 3? I don't remember who. Oh, it was Dallas in week 3 coming off of back-to-back monstrous wins. They lost. Going into week 4, the Miami Dolphins' historic offense put up 70 points. They got fucking slaughtered. The Buffalo Bills, already being anointed September champions, they just lost to Jacksonville. Is this the Niners' turn? Are they the hyped-up team that's going up against a... This is going to be a good test for Brock Purdy. I said that last week about the Cowboys, and he passed that test. But Cleveland's defense is gritty. They've had a week off to prepare for this game. They haven't played in 2 weeks coming up. It's a tough out in Cleveland. It's a tough out. But God, if I would look so stupid picking against San Francisco like I did week 1 when I took the Steelers. I was like, yeah, Steelers.
Yeah, a lot of us took the Steelers.
We all, I think we might have clean swept the Steelers. Not a good look. But San Francisco looks awesome. I don't know about Deshaun Watson's health. I'm assuming he'll be back and ready to go. I know he's sad against the Ravens, but he probably did that in preparation for the bye week, get a couple extra days off. I'm assuming he's going to
practice today.
Didn't practice today?
Not Tyrod. PJ Walker is ready to go.
Oh, boy. Give me San Francisco -6, and
would start if he can go. If it's not Watson, it's going to be PJ.
Yeah, go ahead and give me San Francisco -6.5. Forget everything I just said. Sage.
Yeah, San Francisco -6.5. I'm not even gonna say shit.
Yeah, even if Deshaun Watson plays, it's probably. I feel better about Cleveland if Deshaun Watson plays, but without Deshaun Watson,
But even then, even if Nick Chubb was playing right now.
Yeah, if they had Nick Chubb and Watson,
still
probably.
do San Francisco
so
-6.5.
good. They look so good. Colin.
Yeah, be remiss not to mention that Cleveland roster.
Yeah, we love that roster.
Cleveland
It's
roster.
nasty.
But there might be a roster I love more, and that's who they're playing this week.
Yeah, they don't have a flaw.
The biggest stat I saw here between the two teams: San Fran +7 turnover differential, Cleveland -7 turnover differential.
Oh boy.
One
That's
team takes care of the
huge.
ball and takes it away. One team might take it away but gives it up a lot.
Gives it up.
Give me San Francisco, and if they blow it, then I'm happy.
Then we're all gonna be wrong because except Addison, big Browns roster guy.
I'm a big Browns roster guy.
Love that Browns roster.
David Njoku, did you see that picture of him, bro?
No,
He posted a picture of his face on IG. Like, that was the burns this man's
Oh,
getting. His face
shit.
is literally burnt to a crisp.
I'll have the
man.
picture up for everybody to see it.
It's wild.
Woo.
And he played.
Yeah,
And he
that's
played.
impressive.
Deshaun
See what he showed
Watson's
up in,
sitting
that
out.
mask?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's sitting out
kinda
with
cold.
with the shoulder injury.
He's like, my
that
shoulder.
guy's getting his fucking face burned off and he's still playing.
He's
for the
out there
team.
grinding. I love that. That's
Man.
gritty. That's Cleveland.
With the week off, that's tough.
Yeah, week off to prepare. Watch the
And it's
Niners
at
be
home.
unstoppable.
I'm going Cleveland just because
Fuck
I
yeah.
love my baby.
That a boy. I
I
talked
love
myself out of it, but I like it.
I'm hoping Watson plays. If
Yeah.
it is PJ Walker, I'm doomed.
It's over. Yeah, it's
I'm
over.
good.
Just go and chalk that as an
Yeah.
L if PJ Walker plays. But
So, give me the Browns.
if it's Deshaun Watson, man, it might be a better game than we think. Because if there's any team that can control the line as well as San Francisco does, it's Cleveland. They have a fantastic D-line and O-line.
Ravens game, I'm pissed because then that's a blemish on the Browns defense.
Yeah.
Nobody,
Yeah.
I get Watson's out. Don't care. Your
Yeah.
defense was 100% healthy and Lamar shredded you.
Yeah.
Bad. And he's a good. He's a great quarterback.
Right.
But like you still got shredded.
Right,
That's
got
you're supposed to
torched.
shut down good quarterbacks, but
Right.
you don't.
They didn't drop shit that day, though.
Yeah,
That's,
no,
true. They did
That's
not drop
true.
anything.
That is
That's
true.
very true.
Miles Garrett, Trent Williams is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome matchup, man. Yeah, so that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good one. Next up, we've got not the largest spread of the week, shockingly. Although when you find out what is, then it's not shocking anymore. Carolina Panthers take their 0-5 record to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Your Miami Dolphins are a 13.5-point favorite at home. Sage, thoughts here?
You know, I've picked the Miami Dolphins and all of their big spreads all year, and I've won every time.
And you've won every time.
So I'm going to go with the Dolphins again. They haven't let me down yet. Carolina just looks atrocious.
They really do.
They look so bad, and
So
it's
bad.
surprising. Adam Thielen is like the one bright spot in this team.
Yep.
Surprisingly, Adam Thielen just catches everything in sight.
Yep.
Should have brought him to Baltimore.
Yeah.
But no, I love everything that Miami's doing right now, and I don't think Carolina can keep up. You know,
I don't know if anybody can keep up with the speed.
I don't think they can keep
be
up.
fair.
Like, not even just with the speed, with the points.
Yeah.
I don't think they can score on the Dolphins. I think this is a great game for the Dolphins to get their defense right, and just
Love
say
that.
like, hey, this is the game we hold someone at 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the game that no one goes down to the field and just like puts yards up on.
Yeah,
us.
I will say the Giants last week only scored 9. They had a defensive touchdown, but they did only score 3 field goals.
Yes,
But it's the Giants.
it's the Giants.
It's the Giants.
And it's Carolina.
It's Carolina.
You know,
It's Carolina.
something to build on. You
Right.
know, like take care of these teams, and
yes,
they have been.
this is what you do to bad teams.
And they have been, and that is why I'm picking the Dolphins.
I like it. Colin.
Yeah, I'm picking Miami. I'm not gonna
Not
spill
a
out a
whole-
whole lot of stats here.
Yeah.
Just as you mentioned, I don't think Carolina's offense can keep up.
Addison.
Carolina blows.
Carolina blows.
And I'm taking them. No, I'm kidding. Give me Miami minus 13.5. I don't care. Again, like I said, at two picks, still 100 QBR rating. That
Yeah.
is scary.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they stop 522 yards a game.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, breaking the record for most yards through the first 5 weeks of an NFL season, breaking the greatest show on turf's record. I will say I loved how Mike McDaniels handled the question. They asked him, they're like, "So, Mike, what do you think about the fact that you guys have the most yards through 5 weeks in NFL history?" And he said, "Well, you know, that was our whole goal this season. That was what we set out to do. Was Week 5 output. So, job accomplished."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fucking jokester. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and lose a pick and take Carolina in this one because I'm not clean sweeping nothing. Didn't work for us the one time we clean swept Miami. Won't work. Well, I don't know if it was the one time. We may have done it earlier. But either way, give me Carolina to cover the 13.5 points. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. But Carolina looks terrible. Miami looks really good. Handle them. Don't let this be a trap game, though, because you look what you got next week. Your Sunday Night Football going to Philadelphia. This is like last week. You could argue Giants are a trap game, but it's like, okay, what are you looking forward to? You play the Panthers next week.
Yeah.
Now it's legit. Like, could be a trap game if you don't bring your A game. So please bring your A game, Miami. I'd love to be wrong here. Give me Carolina to cover the 13.5, and Dolphins win 31-20, which is what I predicted last week for the Giants game. Next up, Detroit traveling to the Bucks in a real good matchup here.
It's a really good game.
A really good game. Detroit -3. Although this is you know what? Let's come back because this is not a 1 o'clock game. This paper's wrong.
Okay.
This is a 3 o'clock game.
Okay.
We'll circle back. I'll circle back in between here. Indy at Jacksonville. This is a really good game because it's Gardner Minshew revenge week. Minshew starting. Anthony Richardson to IR. They're saying anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks out. 3rd injury in 5 games, man. Not a good start.
Yeah.
And I don't know which coach it was, but one of the coaches said there's a reason why you see a bunch of young running quarterbacks and not a lot of old ones, because you just get beat up. And I think Anthony Richardson's finding that out early, that he's going to have to go down before. He's going to have to start sliding, not letting himself take these hits. He's got to protect himself. The Colts have to protect their investment in him, and he needs to protect his health.
Yep.
But Gardner Minshew going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville coming off of a big win and coming off of 2 weeks over in England. Last time the Colts beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville was what, 2018 maybe? If that. It's been a long time. I don't know the exact stat. It's been a long time. It was a house of horrors for them. Clanton. Yeah, needed to win a game, the Colts did, to get into the freaking playoffs. And Jacksonville had won 1 game all year, and Jacksonville beat the Colts in
I
Jacksonville.
think they had like 2 return touchdowns that game.
Yep, just
Stuff
some
is
weird
ridiculous.
shit happens, man.
Jamal Agnew went off.
Give me Jacksonville in this one, at home, against Gardner Minshew and the Colts, who have been sneaky good this year.
Yep.
But I think Jacksonville might be turning a corner and hopefully starting to prove us right for believing in them this offseason instead of sucking like they were earlier.
Yep.
Sage.
You know, I'm actually going to go the other side.
Ooh,
I'm going to go Indianapolis over here, plus 4.5. I think Indianapolis has been a considerably better team than anyone's even expected them to be. With Jonathan Taylor come back, granted, Zach Moss vastly outplayed him last week. But first week back, all that, you get it.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, he gives your team the best chance to win.
He does.
He makes the
He's a
plays
freak.
to get you to the end and have a chance.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, he wins games. Unfortunately, he beat Baltimore. You know, I saw it just happen. And dude's not afraid to sling the rock, you know? So is anyone expecting them to win this game in Jacksonville, who Jacksonville was already deemed the winner of this division before the season even started. In fact, a lot of people said, you know what, Jacksonville has such an easy schedule, they're going to be number 1 seed.
13-4, number 1 seed. Who said that?
Crazy.
Yikes.
Indianapolis is saying, no, we're here. And this whole division is up for grabs.
It is, for sure.
Indianapolis right here, I think Gardner Minshew can spread the ball around to Jacksonville's kind of lackluster defense.
Yeah.
And I think Josh Downs is going to have a big game in this game.
Okay. I think he played really well last
week,
week,
he did.
too.
No touchdowns, but
100
yards.
He was part of that outrageous take.
That
wasn't far off.
Get ready for Sage's
And Ertz had one. Ooh, Sage's sleepers.
Mm.
Okay. All right, Colin, thoughts here on this AFC South matchup?
I normally like to be on my own when this happens.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But this right here is the SeatGeek dumbass pick.
Woo!
Give me the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes!
Primetime, House of Horrors, I don't care. Jacksonville 2 weeks in their second home overseas. They're coming back. And honestly, if we're looking at that week one matchup, the Colts were in the driver's seat in the second half of the game, and they just blew it. Give me the Colts here. I like Gardner Minshew in that revenge game narrative.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I like my pick of Jacksonville a lot less now. Addison, thoughts?
4-0-1.
4-0-1 on the SeatGeek Dumbass Pick of the Week. That is damn impressive.
Also on the Colts.
Shit!
Also 4.5, and it's because I think the key to Jacksonville unlocking their offense last week was their run game, and the Colts stack up well against the run with DeForest Buckner's healthy and playing more than just third down. The Rams did rush for over 100 against the Colts, but prior to that had not happened, and their defense is legit against the run. Trevor Lawrence, not as many touchdowns as I want, and not the leap that I thought. I'm thinking 4,500 yards, 35
MVP
touchdowns clearly, and it's not been there. But end of the day, Jacksonville's won 2 in a row in London.
Yep.
They have not won at home. They're 0-2 in Jacksonville this year. Their one win, not in London, was on the road.
Yeah.
So going back home, and I like the Minshew bullshit. Richardson, 5 yards, 10 yards, a 20-yard run is not worth your season or future games. Just please start sliding every single time. Jalen Hurts has plays where he goes down for a one yard game when he's got yards in front of him because he's gonna get it.
Yep.
Just go down, man. Don't take the hit at all.
Protect yourself, please.
He'll learn. But it is, Nate. Question, man. That's 3 injuries in 5 games.
Yeah, that is. You cannot have that.
But I like Minshew in this spot, and I like the Colts what they did last week. And you said Taylor will just be more of an offense, and if it's him and Moss both being good, holy shit. So give me the Colts plus a 4.5.
Yeah. And Minshew just brings a different element. Like, he'll actually, Richardson can sling the rock and he's super athletic, but Minshew's more of the vet, savvy, makes the right reads and the right throws. And maybe people are riding the high of Jacksonville right now, but Colts are right there, man. They are much better than I think we all gave them credit for.
I really wish Minshew got a chance somewhere just to be a starter. Just like a Kirk Cousins type chance.
Just something. Give him a shot.
See what he could have done. Uncle Rico could have shined.
He did 1 year in Jacksonville, and they won 1 game, and then they brought in Lawrence, and they're like, see ya. Later. There's the door, kid. All right, moving on to our last noon game. New Orleans traveling to Houston in the smallest spread of the week. Saints on the road, 1.5-point favorites. Addison, you've been pretty big on the Saints. So has Sage. But Addison, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think Houston's offensive line has got to get a big shout out. No sacks in 3 straight weeks with Tunsil being hurt. 2 of them.
Bunch of backups.
That's just damn impressive. Good movement from C.J. Stroud in the pocket.
He looks legit.
I just look on the other side, though, and see the Saints defense, and it is legit. They shut down receivers. They shut down the run. They do not let receivers... their quarterbacks against them don't throw the ball deep. It's like 5 yards per attempt because they don't get burnt deep. You know what I mean? It's all in front of them. And Houston just played a team similar, I want to say defensive-wise, maybe even worse than Atlanta. Kept Stroud in check.
Yep.
Still had a good game, but he kept him in check compared to what he's been doing. Such a damn close spread, and it's in Houston. I'm going to go Houston one more week. Give me them. Last week was a letdown, but it was a close game. I think this is where Stroud can do it at home. He'll get the victory for the fans that he loves so much. So give me Houston.
Okay, I like that. I am going to go opposite of you here, which seems crazy, but I think I took the Saints. We all clean swept the Saints last week against the Patriots, I think. No, it was a pick 'em last week, which was crazy to me. New England sucks. Am I riding a high of the Saints? Maybe a little bit and a little down, but everything you said makes me think Saints.
See, the defense is
it's
why
a defense.
I'm
it's a huge.
They ran well last week against New England.
Yeah.
It was all bullshit because they're winning runs. It wasn't big plays. It was just hand the ball off. I don't care if you get 2-3 yards because you can just do it again.
Just gonna run.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
So it's like Kamara had a big game, but it was like 20 plus rushes and it's just into the wall.
Yeah.
Can't do that when you're losing, if you're losing.
Right.
But their defense is legit. Man.
Their defense has been legit, and I think Derek Carr's been all right. Nothing special. I am going to go with New Orleans on the road in this one to get the W. I don't love it, though, but I took Houston last week, and they hurt me.
Yeah.
So I'm overcorrecting here, and I'm going with New Orleans, who made me very happy last week in what they did to New England. So, Sage, thoughts?
Yeah, I went with Houston last week. They kind of burned me as well. I'm going to go with New Orleans this week. Like you mentioned, that defense is coming on. It's been here. It's been here. They also scored over 20 points for the first time last week.
Damn.
First time they scored over 20 against a terrible New England defense. But even then, like, they have the weapons to make that happen again.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Houston doesn't have the pieces. They have the coaching. I don't know if they have the pieces to cover Chris Olave the entire time. Alvin Kamara coming out of the backfield. All these pieces that New Orleans can bring to the table. I don't know if Houston just can match up.
Right. So. I am a little wary of Houston because they did just give up 300-something yards to Desmond Ridder.
Petrie, starting safety, was like 95 accounted for sure on him. So it's like he gave up 100 yards pretty much himself, and it's like the Saints might go deep if he can sling it, if Carr can sling it.
Right, yeah. Colin, thoughts here?
I haven't been big on the Saints this year, and I'm still not, but I am going to take them in this spot. Their defense has looked really good, and they're getting a rookie quarterback, although he's looked fantastic.
He's looked He's looked very,
give
very
me the
good.
Saints here. I'll believe one more week.
Okay, I like it. All right, now we will move into the 3 o'clock slate, where we've got the Detroit Lions traveling to Tampa Bay. Great matchup here. Right now, the line is Detroit -3. Sage, talk to me.
Give me Detroit.
Yeah, that was easy.
Give me the Lions.
That was easy.
This game is the game I'm most excited about, and my Ravens play. Finally, a game I can watch in the morning.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited to see this Detroit versus Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay has been playing phenomenally this year, compared to what we expected. But Detroit is just coming up with new ways to win every week, and just watching them utilize David Montgomery to his fullest potential. Watching them win without even Amon-Ra St. Brown coming in there. They're having anyone that can catch a ball. Jameson Williams is back. I don't believe in him, but fuck it. Ben Johnson, he can make it happen if anyone can. Granted, Tampa Bay, on the other side of the ball, like, no one believes in Baker Mayfield, and Mike Evans has been going off.
Been great.
I think Rasheed White, I think he's better than people are giving him credit for. I think if they can throw him the ball more out of the backfield, he will have better games. But he needs the ball in his hands through the air and not just straight up running through a brick wall that is going to be the Detroit Lions defensive line. Yeah. But that being said, I think the Lions just score more points.
Yep, I like it.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Score more points. Only need to win by 3 or more.
Yep.
I like it. Colin, thoughts?
I think Tampa Bay is this year's Seattle, in my opinion. They're that Cinderella at the ball.
Yeah.
Waiting for that pumpkin to come out.
Waiting for him to. Yep.
I don't know if it's quite yet, though.
Okay.
But how the hell do you pick against Detroit right now?
Who have been looking awesome.
Give me Tampa plus the 3, and I'll just pray for the push.
Okay, just pray for the push.
I'll say Mike Evans being questionable still.
Yeah.
Concerns me Schmidge coming off the bye.
Yep.
But
We'll say you're definitely the highest on Tampa Bay, I think, of the group.
Yeah.
You had them honorable mention level.
I did have them honorable
Damn
mention
impressive,
level
but
versus
you
my
get
5.
right. Yeah, it's a good matchup.
It
5
is a
and
damn
6.
good matchup.
You love to see that. What are you thinking? It's a tough one. 3 points.
I'm gonna go
In Tampa?
Bucks here
Woo!
because that makes the Bears more in the hype. But
Yes.
I will say for David Montgomery's point, I watched that guy in Chicago make something out of nothing over and over and over. Watching him behind an offensive line that gets a push and actually doesn't get him hit 3 yards behind the line. Look what happens. This guy scores touchdowns. This guy scores touchdowns.
Yep.
And I'm happy for him because I do love that guy. I loved his attitude when he was in Chicago. But I think it's going to come to a smidge of a halt this week against Tampa Bay. I just think Baker's playing on a little bit of a high because that's his thing to a T. If they do struggle a couple games in a row, watch out, it might get ugly. But they're riding high right now. Big win before the bye against division opponent Saints. And I just like the bye, extra time to prepare for this elite Detroit team. So give me the Bucks.
Okay.
At home.
I like that. I like it. I'm going to ride with you, Sage, on Detroit. Again, it's hard to see. I mean, they look so good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's tough.
They look so good right now. But
They're
this could be a
good,
game
man.
where maybe they come crashing down just a little bit. But in Tampa Bay, don't know the weather situation. I'm assuming it'll be
It's
fine.
80
and sunny. Okay, yeah, it's going to be fine outside.
It'd be perfect.
It's going to be fantastic football weather. Detroit is on an absolute roll right now, and I don't know injury status if St. Brown's playing yet. If he does, forget it.
Still
If he's announced as
yeah.
playing, this line moves to 4.5, 5.
I agree.
If Jameer, although they don't use Jameer Gibbs,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter if
Does
he's playing or
not
not.
matter.
Montgomery's been awesome. Their whole team, like, they are absolutely vibing right now. The Lions are. I mean, they're snapping the ball through their quarterback's legs to the running back. That is awesome. That is a team that is in their bag.
I do gotta say, just it's cool to see Goff because when they were not winning,
Yeah, good
and
for
they were
him,
struggling,
man.
like he's on the sideline telling the OC like I'm sorry and
Right.
stuff. Like it's like everybody's sort of pinning on him. I will say, and I sort of was as well. Good for them, and they're balling right now.
They're
man.
playing good
Detroit's
football right
playing
now.
Really
Goff's
well.
been to a Super Bowl. Like
Yeah.
he can do it.
Yeah, and they were the highest scoring team in the league that year too.
He's undefeated against Mahomes.
That's damn impressive.
That
What
is
is he, 1-0?
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah,
I beat him
yeah.
this year. Yeah, my bad. All right,
Super
fair enough.
big game.
2-0.
Beat him in the best game ever.
Yeah, 52-50 or whatever. 52-49.
Just keep betting that live over, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy money. Yeah, give me Detroit. Next up, we've got a rematch of last year's most hilarious ending of all time. When the Patriots and Jacoby Myers, for his current team, sold on a lateral in a tie game with no time on the clock. Laterals it back to Chandler Jones on the Raiders, who stiff arms Mac Jones in the Middle Earth. And Chandler Jones houses it to win the game. Cost the Patriots their season. They were tied for the last spot in the wild card. Didn't get it. Unlucky.
I just gotta say, Chandler Jones
Yeah.
definitely going through some shit
He's
right
going
now,
through
man.
it.
CT early on said,
Bad.
man, like no question, like I feel like that's just
Bad. That
hard
sucks.
to watch. He's just like live streaming himself having a mental breakdown every
Yep.
night, and
Yeah.
it's like, damn, man, somebody get this guy some help.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
because if I could, I would, but I can't. He doesn't know.
He doesn't
So,
know
like,
us. I will say the messaging to Buda Baker. Did you see that? That was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Buda Baker's response: "What's wrong with you, man? Lose my number." It's like that's not what you should say to him right now. He really needs help.
Everyone
Not
that's
fun.
tried to help him so far, though, is just
No, that's
not interested.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's not
exactly. And it's
interested.
like, well, that's tough though. But
Yeah.
You see what he said to RG3?
Yeah.
No, what did he say to RG3?
Oh my god, he said something about him just being like, if you were good, like you'd still be in the league or something.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
it's like,
gosh.
all right, man.
Okay, Chandler
Just
Jones.
Something stupid.
Him and AB should be buddying up, and
Yeah.
I think they were. I think Antonio Brown said something about starting a podcast and like naming it the
Oh,
CTE
Lord.
pod.
Oh,
Like
Lord.
that's what he wanted to name it with him.
I follow Antonio Brown on Twitter, X,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
I just think he's hilarious. He
He said
tweeted
Ravens
out-
would be undefeated if they had me.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
and then
that.
he's also like trying to be the OC for the Steelers right now.
He's crazy, man.
He's nuts.
He's wild. We need him back, honestly.
Yeah, seriously.
Get him in front of a couple cameras.
Speaking about the game, though, I'm gonna go Vegas in a little bit.
Mhm.
Not a revenge, but sort of a fuck you, Bill from
Yeah, McDaniel.
and Jimmy. Even though Bill sort of was on Jimmy's side during all that bullshit,
True.
but still, I just think New England's such a piss poor offense right now.
Yeah.
Like you said, Nate, it's like 10.6, like 11 points, like rounded up points per game. Like holy cow, that's bad, man. They don't look like a high school offense looks more competent than them at times, and Mac Jones misses open people. He looks like, I mean, he's done. He's just completely regressed from his rookie year. What happened? I don't know. He lost all that weight. Should have stayed fat, man.
Should have stayed chubby.
But give me the Raiders -3. That win last week. Their defensive line gets home.
Yeah,
Their
they're
defensive
good
line gets home. I like
defensive
Max Crosby.
Crosby,
He's
yeah,
damn good.
damn good.
Yeah,
Crosby's
he's damn
awesome.
good. He's
Does he
damn
not
good.
look like a pirate? Like he does.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
physical
seriously.
embodiment of
Yeah,
a Raider.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking pirate.
I just think -3 at home against an offense that can't score, and the Raiders. It is ugly, but at least they somewhat can move the ball.
Right. They're
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the Raiders on this one by a lot. I think at home, I think the Patriots are dead. I think they're completely dead. They look horrible. There's no fight in that team. There's now reports coming out the defense is frustrated with the offense. Of course they are.
Yeah.
The offense is scoring 10 points a game. Defense lost their best 2 players for the year.
Is this just the game though, where Kraft makes the call and says, "If you want to coach here in the future, Bucko, you're gonna lose for me now to McDaniels."
Yeah. You want to be our
You're
coach?
gonna be our coach after you get fired. 'Cause
After
you're
you
getting
lose your
chopped.
job
You're
from
gonna
Vegas.
get chopped by
Yep.
the Raiders.
Yeah.
Lose this game for me.
Lose this
Obviously
game
not.
for me.
But like,
Well,
come
Kraft
on.
might make the call.
Yeah.
But I think Vegas is just overall a better team, which
Yeah.
isn't to say a lot because I think Vegas stinks. But New England is the worst team in the NFL right now. I say it.
They're
I think
bad,
they're
man.
worse than the 0-5 Panthers. I think they're worse than the 1-4 Giants. Straight up.
Worse than the Broncos?
Yep, definitely. There's no way they keep up with Broncos offense. No shot.
No shot.
I mean, look at who he's throwing the ball to. Poor Mac Jones, man. Came from Alabama where he had an absolute
Yeah.
track team at wide receiver. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, he had the Heisman as a wide receiver. Najee Harris was balling. Great offensive line. And then he goes to New England where they don't believe in that sort of thing, getting weapons. They're not a fan. Because Tom Brady made it work with Julian Edelman and Chris Hogan and these nobodies. And now Mac Jones is being told, you have to make it work with nobodies. And he can't.
Tom Brady has made people think Edelman should be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, which is
Yes.
Yeah.
absurd.
See, the
Absolutely
thing,
absurd.
someone said, I forgot who it was, Tom Brady is the greatest eraser in history. Just erased all of Bill Belichick's bad moves.
Yeah,
He
really
Bill Belichick
did.
made a bad move. Not saying Bill Belichick's not a good coach, but he's made roster moves.
Terrible roster moves.
And Tom Brady's made it work.
Tom Brady covered them up, every one of them. Yeah. Gotcha. Give me Vegas. Sage.
Oh, yeah, give me Vegas. I mean, they just beat the Packers. I think it was like by 4 or something, but the Packers are better than the fucking...
Better than the Patriots. And it was in Green Bay, I think, too. No, it was in Vegas. It was in Vegas because the sphere was lit up.
And stuff.
Yeah, and the sphere was lit up.
No, but a Jimmy G revenge game. I love that little tidbit in there. But they don't have a corner that can cover Jacoby Myers.
Let alone Devontae
Adams. So once you have that in there, and then Josh Jacobs might be coming back and like just kind of resurging. Give me Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. Colin, thoughts? You look conflicted.
No, I'm taking Vegas.
Okay, good.
Not much to think about there. This is a game where Bell's like, man, maybe I should have gotten Jacoby Myers instead of Boo Boo Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
The exact same deal.
Right. Exact same contract.
Yeah, it's Vegas here for me all day.
Has to be. You just look at what the Patriots have done, like in free agency, man. I don't understand what their thought process is at all. Devontae Parker, 3 years, $33 million? What?
Yeah.
You don't have to spend.
You don't have to do that. You don't have. There's other players you can get. You can trade and sign.
Honestly, Demario Douglas is playing the exact same as Devontae Parker right now.
Devontae Parker's gone. He doesn't even exist on that team. Same with Mike Gesicki. The most yards he's had in a game is 30, and then he's had like 20 and then single digits. Like, he doesn't make a difference for them. Their whole roster is just rotten.
Talking about Max Crosby looking like a pirate, I think he looks like a future Cowboy.
Be great on that D-line.
That would be
Come
insane.
on.
Micah Parsons.
Make a move.
Just move Parsons as a linebacker.
Well, you never know.
I don't want Parsons rushing the passer.
Really?
I said it.
Wow. Why?
Dallas has no speed in the interior.
That's true. Vaden Rush is a little slow.
Parsons runs sideline to sideline.
I don't know,
He's
man.
damn
Parsons
good
is
at
really good at rushing the passer.
But when he's doing 80% at rush, like
put him in at
20%
corner.
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs is out. Put him in.
Yeah, put him in that corner.
Come on, he's
Can you
fast.
imagine Micah Parsons at safety? Come on.
I mean,
You know what? The Packers tried something similar on Monday Night Football when they tried to cover Devontae Adams with Preston Smith.
And he had a catch for 17 yards.
Two very different players. Right?
Well, obviously, I'm not comparing Preston Smith and Micah Parsons, but the defensive end covering a wide receiver
not a good deal.
doesn't work.
That was
Oh,
Let's go
I've
ahead.
seen that.
Get that
I've
out of there.
watched the Khalil Mack line up against Adams.
That's-
He was on the Packers. And it's
my
like,
God.
what's going on?
What are we doing?
I don't care if it's for one play. Like, that play is going to be a huge play.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Dumbass.
It's not a
When
good
you're
play.
looking around, you're going to see who is Devontae Adams matched up with.
He beat
Well,
him
oh,
in
shit.
two
Double
steps.
take. Yeah, double
He beat
take.
him in
Oh,
two
my, he's
steps.
getting
It
guarded
was
by
gone.
the end.
That's all you had to say.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to an NFC West showdown here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Kind of a stinker. Kind of a game that we maybe should just play like Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Don't really need a whole lot of time watching this one. Same with the Vegas Raiders in New England, honestly.
Yeah, 4 o'clock window or 3 o'clock.
4 o'clock window minus Detroit Tampa Bay stinks. Right now, Rams favorited at home -7. Sage, what are your thoughts here?
I think this is a hard one just because that 7 right there. I think
lot.
Arizona could get within 7.
Yeah, same.
It's divisional. I'll pull the trigger on it. Give me Arizona +7 right there. Just because it's divisional, I think they know each other enough.
Yep.
Josh Dobbs has been doing enough to put up some points.
Yep.
I mean, hell, everyone they've played, they've given at least some kind of fight to.
They really
and
have.
the Rams, they're a great story right now. And granted, they have Cooper Kupp back, and he looks like he didn't
Like
miss
Cooper
anything,
Kupp. Yeah, looks
which
like
is
Cooper
annoying.
Kupp. Yeah.
And they just traded away Van Jefferson.
Yep.
But that's just Tutu Atwell's going to eat his.
Yep. And Puka.
And Puka is obviously
Awesome.
just...
Awesome.
They said Cooper Kupp, double it and give it to the next person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And again, I don't remember. I don't know what round Puka was drafted in.
Fifth
Round, fifth or
One of
sixth
those.
round. I mean, they got Cooper Kupp in the 4th too.
Yeah.
They just did it again.
Yeah.
We let him do it again. Unbelievable. Sorry.
It's ridiculous. No, but even then, like Arizona does just enough to make it a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do it one more time. I don't think the Rams are going to keep this up the whole season, though. I'll say that.
Me neither. I don't think the Rams
I
are very
think-
good.
I think the Rams might be the pumpkin.
Yeah, I could see that. Colin, thoughts here?
I'm also on Arizona in this game. Just a team that's spicy. They'll keep themselves.
They
in
are
it. And
definitely
if Dobbs
frisky.
doesn't have like 2 or 3 turnovers on his own side of the field in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
They probably cover.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like
they
that.
probably would have last week too.
Addison.
I'm going Arizona here.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Clean
It's
sweep in Arizona.
sickening.
I won't do it again.
I will say Arizona. You know what? Actually, screw that. I'm going Rams.
Okay.
I'm going Rams strictly because Arizona gives it up big time to the receivers, and we've been talking big about him. Kupp, Nakua, Stafford. It is odd. He throws a lot of yards, not many touchdowns.
No
but they're willing to
touchdowns.
pound the rock around the goal line. So
Kyrie
give me the
Williams been
Rams
really solid.
-7. I will say I could totally see Arizona bouncing back big this
Same,
week against a
same.
division opponent, keeping it close. But I'm
Same.
going Rams.
I for the exact same reasons is why I'm going with the Rams as well. Because I think who's going to cover Cooper Kupp? And then if you put your best guy on Cooper Kupp, who's going to cover Puka Nacua? And then Tutu Atwell. And Kyron Williams can actually run the ball pretty well. Arizona doesn't have a pass rush to get home on Matt Stafford, make him uncomfortable.
Dennis Gardeck.
Okay. Sorry, you're right. Other than Dennis Gardeck, whoever the fuck that is, they don't
It's like
have...
his 7th year in the league. This is like the first time he's had multiple sacks.
Oh my god. They just don't have any brand name defensive players that scare me. And the Rams have some brand names on that offense right now that are playing well. Cooper Kupp is a stud. Like, there's no questioning that. And he's back. And Puka's still going to get his. And like we said, Tutu Atwell's been good. Like, their offense will do enough to win this game, I think, by 7 at least, in my opinion. This feels like maybe a push, like a 24-17 push. Last 3 o'clock game. Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the New York Jets. Philadelphia right now -7. And I'm going to start us, and I'm going to take the Jets +7 in this one. Only because the Jets have looked competent in the last couple of weeks. They went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs impressively. They beat the Broncos last week, which is not impressive. Don't get it twisted. But their defense is looking good, not great. But Philadelphia, like we keep saying, like they haven't gotten going yet. They haven't blown anybody out. They won by 9 last week. I'll say they did beat the Rams by 9, which was impressive. I think the Jets are a better team than the Rams. This just feels weird to me. This one feels too weird to me to not take the home 7 points. It's a lot of points at home. Give me the Jets. Sage.
I'm going to go the other side. I'm going to go the Eagles here. I just think that the Eagles, they take care of business. And aside from that one, not loss, but the one close game they had against the Commanders, I mean, they take care of their business. But they're putting up points. And if the Jets need to score the points, I don't know if Zach Wilson can do that. He did it against the Chiefs, but even then, that was 20 points.
Right, 20 points.
I think the Eagles are going to score 30.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be a good test for the Eagles' offense. I think this will be a good test for their offense. They haven't been tested much.
They've played down to their opponents.
They have,
and they've played up to their opponents, and like that's just the kind of team they are right now.
Although I picked them to start 6-0. Roger did with the script video, not me, of course. Right. Roger with the script had them 6-0 because, like, look at who they've played. They haven't played anybody.
Yeah,
they haven't played a single good team yet. You know, eventually they will, if not this week. Hopefully, I'd like to think next week will be a good matchup for them against us, but. I just don't know, man. Philly's just been a weird one. I don't think they're going to lose, but 7's a lot for me.
Yeah.
Colin, thoughts?
Yeah, went with the Jets last week, outright, and with the spread.
Mm-hmm.
Plus money on the outright. Knock of the week.
Nice.
I really don't like this game at all.
Me neither.
Philly's starting to show a little bit of red zone issues last week. Jason Kelce was pissed on the sideline.
Yeah, he was. He was real pissed.
But it's Philadelphia, and it's Zach Wilson, and that pass rush is just going to ram his ass
beast, because that offensive line is so bad.
And at some point, Philadelphia has to have one of these games where they just come. This was supposed to be like I said earlier before the season started. Philly probably starts off 5-0.
Yeah, and then they have a good
my
test.
Team total was under 12 for them. I'm like, this is the week finally they get Aaron Rodgers in New York against that defense. Finally, their first test of the year. Just kidding, they don't have a test at all this weekend. So I'm going with Philly. So.
And Elijah Vera Tucker pops his Achilles. He's done for the year too. He's their best overall offensive lineman. Lyle Collins was visiting in the Giants today, visiting New York.
Saved both New York places.
Oh yeah, just go right over. Yeah, just stay in the stadium. We're gonna bring in the Jets brass next. Yeah, Addison.
I have this written down, Sack City, because the Jets give it up.
City.
Wilson takes sacks, and Philly brings pressure, gets pressure at least. And Hassan Reddick's waking up.
Yeah, he is.
3 sacks last 2 weeks. Watch out. Philly's run D, which I think is the way the Jets move the ball, and Philly's run D only allows 3.1 yards per carry. So that's damn good.
Really good.
And the Jets give it up big to quarterback runs. They let it happen to Mahomes. Jalen Hurts had his best running game, dual threat-wise, last week. I'm expecting another big week on the ground from Hurts, and a big week for Dallas Goedert as well. Give me touchdowns for both of those guys. Hurts is obviously going to get to sneak in some bullshit.
And
Hurts tight end. Touchdown to Dallas Goedert. The Jets give it up to tight ends as well. So give me Philly to cover the 7. I just don't. Philly's good at stopping the one thing the Jets do good at, offense run. So and if they're putting Zach Wilson back to pass multiple times, he's going to get sacked.
He's going to get wrecked.
Over or under 3 brotherly shoves.
Over.
So I think they'll be in the red zone a lot.
Over under 3 Wilson picks is my question.
Over. I think push. Push. Next up, we've got the Sunday night game in a game that we really need to consider being able to flex.
Yes,
please, because this is going to be an ass beating. It is the New York Football Giants traveling to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills, coming home off of a brutal loss to the Jags where the fans have petitioned the NFL to never send them to London again. These fucking Buffalo Bills fans are such whiners. Like, they shouldn't have to play the Giants this week. We just played London. Oh, my God. Fucking wham. The Ravens have to do it next week. I don't want to hear anything. I haven't heard anything from them. Except a little bit. Sage was pissed earlier, but he's still mad.
I'm pretty sure you get to pick your bye, though. So
I think you do, too. Like, you chose to do it.
To not.
Right. If you go to London, you get the option.
Yeah,
they say, do you want your bye before that week or after that week?
That's all I heard when the Bears went, because the Bears had the bye after, and they're like, well, the Bears picked this.
Right, the Bears wanted it, right.
Yeah.
I'll take our week 13 bye.
Yeah,
I hope so. If you're competing, that is a massive
You're
time. And the Ravens think, hey, we're going to be competing, so let's not waste the week 6 bye or week 7 bye. We'll get it in fucking 6 more weeks when we really need it.
The Lions next week.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be tough for you. That's going to be tough for you. The spread in this one is biggest of the week. Buffalo minus 14. Daniel Jones, I believe, officially ruled out, if I saw that correctly. Andrew Thomas out. John Michael Schmidt, starting center, out. Shane Lemieux, starting left guard, out. They don't have anybody left to play.
Saquon playing?
Saquon is questionable. It's maybe. It's probably not.
If
because
they're smart, they just don't play.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You just take this loss.
Yeah. Yeah, give me the Bills in an absolute rout. This is a game you turn off at halftime because it's...
What the fuck?
Okay, I thought you were playing something for me.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right. No free ads. No free ads.
I was looking at the ESPN page and started playing the video, I guess.
Wow, dude. Give me Buffalo minus 14 here.
Okay.
Sage.
Boys, we made it. Because through 6 weeks, we've had to endure the Giants on primetime 4 times.
Ugh.
Oh.
And this is the last time, actually.
Thank God.
Thank God. We made it. They were the Broncos of last year. We had to sit through all those Broncos primetime games. And no more. No more. We're done. We're good.
It's over. We made it.
Yep. The reign of terror is done.
Thank God.
That being said, it's going to be an ugly one for the last one. They're ending with a boom.
Yeah, they are.
Buffalo's going to win this game big. I'm going Buffalo right here.
Going out with a whimper.
Yeah, I mean, if Daniel Jones plays, it doesn't even make a difference.
No.
Like I
honestly just put Tyrod out there.
It might be an upgrade.
Yeah, it might be. Daniel Jones has looked so bad. I mean, like I said, they scored 3 points at home in 2 games. They scored 9 offensively last week. Like, they haven't scored a touchdown since Arizona. They're terrible. Straight up terrible.
I think if Buffalo was playing anyone else, I might take the other
Yeah, because coming home from London's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. But they're playing the worst team in the NFL.
Exactly.
Arguably. Them or New England. Colin, thoughts?
Tyrod Taylor revenge game.
That's true. That is true.
I'd be willing to go Buffalo 27.5. I think this is a brutal beatdown. I'm talking like 41-3 beatdown.
Is Brian Dable revenge game as well?
Beatdown. I think this is an absolute ass beating.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Getting to bed early, not groggy Monday morning.
Yep. Enjoy. Yeah. No shit. Absolutely. Addison.
Man, Buffalo against a bad team.
This is what they do, man. That's what they do.
Loss.
I'll say if Saquon's playing, I think that might give them the smidges bit of hope because Buffalo gives it up big time to running backs. But the G-man running back besides Saquon Blow.
Matt Breed
is going to go on.
I think I saw Waller is also out.
Oh my God!
I think I saw his report was like 8 guys.
Yeah, I'm down for Bills minus 27.5.
Yeah,
because they're covering that.
I've got to agree. That's a rough one to end the week with, guys.
Honestly, don't be shocked when he gets double-digit sacked again. I guess I was going to say Daniel Jones, but he's not playing.
Right, so Tyrod Taylor get double-digit
there's 10-plus sacks. I wouldn't be shocked, man.
No. I mean, they've had 18 sacks in the last 2 weeks.
That's fucking
And Buffalo likes to run it up.
Yeah, they do. They're assholes.
They do this now, so then they can say, look, I threw for fucking 40
Right. When Josh Allen's counting his stats at the end of the year when they're watching the Super Bowl from home.
Which I do the same thing.
Absolutely,
right,
yeah. Get your money up,
I'm not talking like I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Right, exactly, but it's what they do. But let's move on to our last game of the week. Monday Night Football. Yep. Dallas traveling to the Chargers. Dallas minus 2.5 right now. I appreciate this spread because Vegas isn't taking too much into account the fact that they just got beat by the Niners pretty handily. Because I think that just shows how good the Niners are. Yeah. I think everybody and their mom recognizes this was not an indictment on Dallas. This was just a reaffirmation of how good the San Francisco 49ers football team is. And Dallas being favored against the Chargers, it scares me a little bit. I don't want to pick against Dallas, but I feel myself leaning Chargers. Sage, talk to me. What are your thoughts here?
I told y'all before, I'm not picking the Chargers. Like, I'm not picking the Chargers again. I won't do it. They screw me every time. That being said, I think the Chargers win, but I'm going Dallas.
Okay, fair enough.
I won't pick them, but I will say something else.
Okay, all right. Addison, thoughts? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying
okay,
I'm
just
not.
Dallas.
5 more times.
I wrote you down for Chargers. I don't know why. You're on Dallas. Addison.
I am on the Chargers here, and I might be foot in the door of the camp where it's, does Dallas even have a good win?
I know.
Does Dallas have a good win? Because their wins were two bad teams and then a loss to a bad team. Win versus bad team and loss versus a good team.
Yeah.
So where's Dallas's win at? Showing me it here. I am leaning Chargers, though. I just don't like, I think that's, it's the 49ers. They're a boogeyman. This is the time to show it, and they kick your teeth in.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah. And you're struggling to drink a smoothie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, can you get back from that immediately, bounce back? I just don't know. What is McCarthy saying in that locker room where the guys really buy in on it? You know, they really are like, let's rally this week. Obviously, they're NFL players, but again, dismantled by your competitor last week that you think you have a shot against in the playoffs. Tough one to bounce back from. Give me the Chargers. They need this win.
They do desperately need this win.
Coming off a bye as well.
Also, Kellen Moore.
And Kellen Moore. Yep.
Kellen Moore knows that team well. Yep. If Trevon Diggs was playing, I think I'd go Dallas. But I think without Trevon Diggs and with how good the Niners looked last week, I know it's recency bias playing into this.
Yeah.
And the Chargers coming off a bye, they've had 2 weeks to prepare. That makes me want to take the Chargers.
I'll say that's the thing. Moore with a week.
Extra week to
against his old team.
Watch that film.
I will say if Dallas wins this game, though, everybody shuts up.
Yep, then it's done. It's over.
Shut up. They're fine. They played a tough team and they lost.
The Niners are just good, and the Arizona game was a fluke, and we can just move along. I totally agree. I am going to take the Chargers with the points at home, though. Colin, thoughts? Bring us home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chargers in this game as well, as anticipated, I'm sure.
Shocked.
Dallas didn't only get their teeth kicked in. The Niners just grabbed both ears and just thrusted that throat for about 60 minutes.
Face fucked.
Yes, for 60 minutes. Dallas played Herbert one time, I believe. It was his rookie year in L.A., and there's some questionable calls down the stretch. I actually had to go to a play for a class at Indiana, and I left the play early to go home and watch this game. Shout out Indiana, still got the credit for the course and the project.
Suckers.
And got to see Dallas squeak out a bullshit win. I just think this is Chargers all day.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That is it for our picks this week. We will get into our mortal locks, and we're going to do it like we did last time. I'm bringing the camera to you boys.
Dead as fuck.
Let's go. All right.
With Clark this time.
Starting with Clark this time. Oh, yeah. Coming over here. Look okay on the camera.
They're back in.
Up a little bit.
Nice, yeah. They're back in the hunt, so I'm back on them. Bears, baby. Give me the Bears as my mortal lock. I think Minnesota losing JJ's huge opportunity for Fields against a defense that blitzes ton. So let's get some quick passes. Give me the Bears covering for my mortal lock.
Bears to cover. I love it. Moving over to downtown.
Okay. All right.
Thoughts?
All right. You already know it was coming. Give me the Lions right here.
Lions.
-3 points right here against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is where they show, hey, we're not just beating bad teams, we're beating good teams too, all right? They're going to go on the road to Tampa. Take it to them.
Love it.
Take it to them.
Cease. Moral lock.
Seahawks plus the 3 points. Woo! Joe Burrow, you stink. Your calf stinks. 7-Eleven will be closed this Sunday. And guess what? Skyline Chili, way overrated. I said it. Give me Seattle plus the points.
All right, and I'm going to bring us home with mortal locks this week. This one's easy for me, and it makes me fucking grin. Las Vegas, -3, at home against New England. New England's terrible. They're dead, Bill Belichick. You're dead, Mac Jones. You're a Canadian Football League quarterback. Your roster could not compete with Georgia last year, in my opinion. I think they might lose to a college team. It's the Raiders, baby.
Enough. Yeah, that worked great, actually.
All right, let's get into the last piece of our show, the fun specialty segments here. We're going to start, Colin. Your locks have been unbelievably hot. 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. What do you got for us this week?
All right, so we're getting a little fun with the first lock here. Haven't done like a team prop like this before, but we're going to take the New York Giants under 1.5 team touchdowns. -106 odds on that. I love it. They scored 1 touchdown in the first half this year, and it was a pick 6 last week. Damn. They don't score in the first half, and guess what? When you're down 38-0 at half, you ain't going to be scoring in the second half either. Under 1.5 touchdowns for the Giants this week. Second lock's going to be Bears-Vikings over the 44 points. Bears have gone over in 5 of their 5 games this year. They've scored the 10th most points. I still think Kirk Cousins can throw it. It is a noon game.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins will be out to play. And I do think the Bears win, but this game's going over the 44 points. And the third and final lock should be the parlay as usual. Niners on the money line. Good luck. It's Cleveland. And then we're going to alt spread the Bills from 14 to 9.5 points as well. And parlay those two for plus 100 odds.
Minus 9.5. Plus,
Nice.
God, that feels like a lock.
Yeah, it does.
That's why they're Collins locks, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
We'll
why.
see. We just
Sage.
gotta pray the Giants don't score a defense or a special teams
Right,
touchdown.
some
We're
BS.
rolling.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
It is important on their bet that they made it team touchdowns, not like offensive touchdowns or some
Right,
shit like
right.
that. Because, yeah, their offense can't score for nothing. And with Tyrod Taylor leading the charge and maybe no Barkley, forget it.
Yeah.
Sage, fantasy sleeper for this week. Who you
Yeah.
got for the people?
So-
Because we need them.
Right.
So many injuries
So many
right
injuries
now.
this week, so I'm going to give you one for each position right now. For tight end, we're rolling with Logan Thomas.
Great pick.
For Washington right here. Washington's playing Atlanta. They don't have the linebackers to really cover this man. He's also the tight end 11 on the year. Last week, caught his first touchdown, had about 97 yards. He's coming on strong. They need people to throw to. I mean, Terry McLaurin they have, John Dotson they have, but someone's going to be in the middle right now. Curtis Samuel, he's hot too. They're just spreading the ball around. Could be his week. You might need him. Like for wide receiver, give me Josh Downs on the Indianapolis Colts. Hasn't caught a touchdown yet. He's due. This man had 97 yards last. Both of them had 97 yards. Interesting. This man had 97 yards last week. Gardner Minshew, they're going to be throwing the ball more because Anthony Richardson, he runs that thing.
yeah.
He runs that thing. Once that play action pass is available, once Taylor and Moss get hot, Josh Downs is in that slot. And he's going to be catching balls all day long.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 6 targets in every single game this year, and it's only going to get higher.
Yep. I like that a lot.
As for running back, give me Dante Foreman.
Yep.
The reason I'm saying Dante Foreman, I would love Roshan Johnson, don't get me wrong, but he is coming off a concussion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Players that are coming off concussion do not perform how they usually perform.
No.
All right, we know Khalil Herbert's out. So once we see a little bit of Roshan Johnson, I think they're going to switch up quick. Dante Foreman, they're playing Minnesota. He's going to get his rushing yards. He's going to get that goal line touch. At least 1-2 goal line touches is enough to make you think, hey, if this guy scores a touchdown, he could potentially get that 15 points that you're looking for.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And then for quarterback's probably the hardest one this week.
Yeah, there's not a ton of options.
There's not that many good ones, honestly. Because all the ones that you would stream are playing those good defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm gonna go all out for it, and I think that this game that I already called out for my lock, this Detroit game is gonna be a shootout. And I think Baker Mayfield is gonna put up some points this week. I think he's gonna have to keep up with these Detroit Lions. Mike Evans is probably gonna go for 2 touchdowns in this game, and Baker Mayfield, someone's gonna throw him. It's gonna be him.
Yeah, okay. I like all of those. Those all make a lot of sense to me. Dante Foreman, I really like that one. I really like that one a lot. Addison, outrageous take for the week.
Yeah, I said it earlier as a spoiler.
Your
It's not my
season-long
true
one.
one,
Right,
but
right, sure.
it is the 49ers going 20-0, finishing the job with a Super Bowl undefeated. Because we said it, man. Would they play the way they play? Who's beating them?
How can you beat them?
Injuries or themselves, I just don't know.
Yeah, they'll have to beat
So
themselves.
I'll say that as some bullshit. But this is sort of a season long as well. It's Tampa to win that division by 2 games.
Oh,
Run away with it. Run away with it. I think they're gonna own the division when they play each other. I just love the way Baker's doing it. It would be nice and easy at the end of the season. They could maybe even rest a guy that last week, just because they're gonna be rocking. Like you said, I don't like Carolina. Atlanta, I don't think is gonna be able to keep going. Ritter had a great game. Great. You still threw 1 touchdown. You did have some big time throws, but don't care. I'm just all in on Tampa Bay. Just the way they're playing, and I'm all in on Baker.
Okay, I like that.